come for the vows, stay for the dance floor, celebrating a not-so-serious love story.
A warm week ahead, I'll have your full forecast and weather.
Good morning from Iowa City. It is Monday, April 14th. I'm Ryan Lynch.
And I'm Karch Smith.
And Karch, when I was getting here this morning, it was pretty windy out.
Yeah, I know. I had to walk in, fix my hair and everything. I don't know, can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, of course, guys. It looks like we've got a windy couple of days. As we can see, the Pentecost cam is a little shaky. Today, the high will be around the low 60s with winds reaching to the 20 or 30 miles per hour. Tonight, the low might reach the high 30s with chances of wind gusts higher than 25 miles per hour. And tomorrow, the high looks to reach the low 60s as well. These next few days might seem a little colder, but the rest of the week is predicted to be pretty nice. I'll have the rest of the week's forecast later. For now, I'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
And for our top story, the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics unveiled a new location.
DITV has team coverage of the new campus with its opening previews. We'll start with DITV's Liz Schultz, who attended the ribbon-cutting ceremony.
1, 2, 3, count. 1, 2, 3.
Standing right behind me is the University of Iowa's new North Liberty Healthcare facility. The project has been in the works for years and is finally ready to make an impact. Dozens of community members and leaders gathered together in the large building to celebrate the ribbon-cutting ceremony of the Healthcare North Liberty campus. Guest speakers included President Barbara Wilson, President of the Iowa Board of Regents, and many other leaders. President Barbara Wilson emphasized the scale of the achievement, noting that the project was completed promptly and cost less than expected.
And we brought this building in on time and under budget.
The building is its first full hospital UIHC has built away from the primary Iowa City location. It includes an emergency department, orthopedic surgery center, and advanced imaging and lab services all in one building.
This campus now serves as a symbol of trust that UI Healthcare will remain committed to our mission.
Larry Marsh, UI orthopedic surgeon, stated that the project's goal was to be as accessible for patients as possible, including parking and having multiple wings. The object is to make care more convenient for anyone in the nation needing its services.
This premier orthopedic center will offer a one-stop coordinated care for orthopedic patients.
The facility will officially open its doors April 28th, bringing in new patients and students from all across the nation. I'm going to send it over to DITV's Avery Arns, who attended the open house.
Thanks, Liz. To say North Liberty is excited about their new hospital is an understatement. Hundreds have gathered to get a first-hand look at their city's new asset. The University of Iowa celebrated the brand new medical campus this Saturday, featuring tours of the facility, recreational activities, and an open house.
We thought there'd be a lot of people, but we have over 2,000 people in the first hour, and we're here till 4 o'clock.
The open house featured a meet and greet with the University of Iowa cheerleaders and athletes. This event gave community members a glimpse of their new, long-awaited hospital.
I am shocked. This is just amazing. I think people have just been excited for this to come. I think people are just really excited to see what we're all about.
Hospital administrators and staff were excited to see the large turnout and foresees the hospital will be a place for unique and impactful care. For more with the new hospital's impact and mission, here's DITV's Jake Rios.
With the main hospital in Iowa City operating at high capacity, the new hospital's mission was clear: to expand their growing needs and provide new accessibility for patient care.
To move to a state-of-the-art facility that actually has windows, but also has everything we need to care for patients is a very exciting opportunity.
The North Liberty Hospital will serve as the new home for the University Department of Orthopedics and Rehabilitation, as well as sports medicine, two of the fastest growing departments.
Right now, sports medicine is out at the sports medicine complex, and they spend most of their time there. At the main hospital, we have most of our inpatient, but we're separated. We're at different locations. Here, it's very easy because everybody's in the same building.
The new hospital is set to open later this month, and the community is excited excited for the new resources and opportunity that the location has to offer. Now I'll send it over to DITV's Liz Smith for more coverage on what hospitals are doing for those in need.
Thanks, Jake and Avery. The Iowa University Teddy Bear Clinic is an opportunity for children aged kindergarten through 6th grade to learn more about doctor's appointments and feel safer at a hospital.
We'll have people that will come in and they're a little bit nervous and will want to just experience what it's like to be a doctor for the day. So depending on what the station is, they can get vitals done, they can pretend to perform surgery, and they'll bring a little teddy bear with them that's their patient, so it's very adorable.
Children were able to cycle through several different activities with their teddy bears, including stations about physical exams, procedures, stretching and bones, and wound care.
Getting people exposed to healthcare careers early, we think, is really important, and this is a very stress-free way to do it.
Volunteers were students training to be nurses and physical therapists.
Well, I've learned a lot of things that doctors do and how to help people and keep them safe and healthy.
The other thing that the Teddy Bear Clinic endorses is getting kids into STEM activities and interested in STEM fields, specifically healthcare, and that's why we like to have a variety of different pre-healthcare providers.
Children were able to leave the Teddy Bear Clinic with less fear of the doctor's office and more knowledge about different healthcare fields. Elizabeth Smith, DITV.
Iowa Governor Kim Reynolds announced that she will not be running for re-election in 2026. Reynolds has served as the first female governor of Iowa since 2017. With Reynolds stepping aside, other Republican candidates will be looking to secure the Republican Party's nomination. Brad Sherman announced in February that he would seek the nomination, and Attorney General Brenna Byrd has expressed interest in running as well.
A move that took away 300 student visas across the country took away the visa of a student here at Iowa. The student was an international grad student, but is now facing deportation. Around 1/3 of the student body are international students and are a small part of the 1.5 million across the country. This student has been offered legal help from groups across the state.
Iowa lawmakers are working hard to pass bills before the session ends in May.
That's why we have DITV's Cole Krieger in the newsroom with a couple of bills that have recently moved through Congress.
That's right, Karch. Now let's look at a bill that wants to change sales tax. The Iowa House of Representatives is looking to eliminate the 6% tax on certain items like toilet paper and laundry. This would add to the list of tax-exempt items in Iowa like eggs and milk. The bill has not been voted on by the House yet. Another bill that was signed by Kim Reynolds on Friday. The counties of the 3 public universities have to change how they elect county supervisors. Johnson, Story, and Black Hawk counties have to now elect supervisors by district, not at large. In Johnson County, voters will have to vote for the supervisor who lives in their district, rather than voting for supervisors in every district in the county. Now we'll continue to monitor every bill that slides across Reynolds' desk, but for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Springtime is here, and with it, the spread of love and joy makes its way down the aisle. DITV's Linda Lacco has the story of a just-for-fun ceremony.
It is wedding season here at the University of Iowa, where the African Student Association prepared a mock wedding for the celebration. Picture this, a full-blown wedding ceremony. Vows, cake, a DJ, and much more. But here's the twist, the wedding's fake.
And the wedding is influenced by Liberian and Nigerian culture.
Iowa State, Coe College, Iowa, and Cornell College collided together to make this event possible, mixing different traditions of Liberian and Nigerian weddings into one, as they did not forget the iconic money showers.
Different traditions and cultures, and then just enjoy the food as well. We're hungry.
I'm most excited about, not gonna lie, the food, but also dancing too, because like I said, I've never been in this environment, so that's number one on the list.
Nonetheless, even though the wedding was fake, the joy of people partying was more than real.
The same thing at the end of the day. We wanted this wedding to be beautiful. We wanted it to be fun.
From wedding bells to saying I do, the African Student Association spread fun and culture throughout the whole night. From the IMU, Linda Lacco, DITV.
Well, coming up, Iowa baseball and softball. We're in Big Ten action, and we've also got a look at Iowa women's tennis and men's golf and our top 5 plays of the week. Coming up on DITV Sports in the Zone after the newscast. And Coach, the weather seemed to be kind of on the warmer side the past few days. It'd be nice to see if this trend's going to continue.
Oh yeah, I was actually out on a walk yesterday, skipping some rocks. Annika, you think I'll be able to do that later this week?
Oh yeah, of course. I think we are finally at the point where it's transitioning into warmer spring weather, which I am super excited about. Taking a look in next week, Wednesday, the high will likely reach the 70s with a low in the upper 40s. Thursday might reach the high 60s again with a low in the upper 40s. Friday should be a beautiful day for a walk as it's predicted to be a gorgeous 68 and sunny. Saturday, things are looking to stay the same way in the upper 60s with a low in the 50s. And then Sunday looks to close out the week with a rainy day in the upper 60s. Guys, I am so excited for these next few weeks, but I'm definitely not excited for the spring allergies popping up. I'm definitely going to be sure to take my vitamins.
Oh yeah, I need to remember to take my Flintstone gummies every morning. Have been for the past 5 years.
Yeah, allergies are never fun to deal with. And thank you for joining us online or listening on KRUI 89.7 FM.
We are here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. and online anytime at dailyiowan.com.
For everyone here at DITV, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again on Wednesday morning right here on DITV.
And stay tuned for DITV's sports segment, In the Zone, right after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
Former President Donald Trump won the Iowa caucus.
And we are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
The All-American walk-on brought that punt return down this sideline and into this end zone.
Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street.
I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From Washington, D.C. and Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City.
From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Coming up, Hawkeyes put together a strong performance on the diamond.
And later, we've got more updates on all the transfer portal action.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to DITV Sports in the Zone. I'm Colin Carruthers.
And I'm Brady Behrens. We'll take a look at everything going on in Hawkeye sports.
Well, talking about Hawkeye sports, specifically with Iowa baseball, I don't know if you heard, but there's a new phrase going around with the baseball team. Have you heard about it?
I'm not sure. What could that be?
Well, it's just 40 guys having a bunch of fun, and they definitely had a bunch of fun at Dwayne Banks Field this week as they hosted Nebraska Cornhuskers in a 3-game weekend series. Game 1 was a pitcher's duel between the Cornhuskers and Hawkeyes, but here in the bottom of the second inning, Cooper Schulte unloaded on this pitch to left center field, a solo home run, gets them on the board early, but that's all Iowa would need in this game as they took the 1-0 lead. It helped that Cade Obermuller was on the bump, striking out 11 batters, 1 strikeout away from his career high of 12 strikeouts, which he recently had against Northwestern.
Now here in the second game, both sides got their bats warmed up here with a homer here from Gable Mitchell out to the right side of the field. He still flew around those bases there though, but next up, Miles Risley here. He has a monster 2-run bomb to left field. This would cut the Nebraska lead down to just 1 as the Hawks look to get this comeback rolling. Ben Wilmez would be up next. He's coming up here with a shot, a solo home run here. You're gonna see it at the start of the 8th inning. This would tie up the game at 6. The Hawkeyes inching closer and closer to that comeback. They'd go on to score 6 runs in the 8th inning with this Andy Nelson coming up next. This 3-run bomb here. Boom, he hits this one out to give the Hawkeyes an 11-6 lead to complete the comeback. They'd win 11-6.
Well, unfortunately, they wouldn't be able to get the sweep yesterday as Nebraska would take Game 3 on Sunday. And after losing 6 of their last 7 games, the Iowa softball team traveled out east for a 3-game series against Maryland.
Starting off in game 1, Iowa would defeat Maryland 6-1 behind Jalen Adams. She pitched 7 innings, only allowed 2 hits on those innings, and only walked just 1 batter.
Well, in game 2, the Iowa offense exploded as Talia Tretton there at the plate, blasting one out to the center field wall, getting a stand-up double that brought in 3 runs. The 3 RBIs would help her take the 7-0 lead, as she was also in the circle for this contest. You also see an RBI there up the left field line, just barely staying fair and bringing the runner in from second. They would score 1 more run in this contest with this shot up the middle and win 9-0 in game 2.
Now in game 3 here coming up, Jalen Adams, once again, she pitched another 7 innings, but it was Sujin Berry here who would drive in 2 runs on her 3 hits for the day. Right here's an RBI single driven to the wall that brings the runner home from third. Next up, we're going to see a sac fly that brought in a run from second to help Iowa get the sweep over Maryland.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and turn things over to Iowa tennis. The Hawkeyes are trying to close in on the top teams of the Big Ten. Iowa hosted UCLA at the Hawkeye Tennis Recreation Center on Friday afternoon. After failing to pick up the doubles point, the Hawkeyes turned to their singles matches. Pia Kranholt and Nikita Vishwash were the only 2 Hawkeyes to pick up single victories. The 22nd ranked UCLA Bruins picked up the 4-2 victory over the Hawkeyes.
And after a 4-2 loss to the UCLA Bruins, the Hawkeyes were back in action on Sunday, hosting another team hailing from California, this time the USC Trojans. The Trojans came to Iowa City ranked 16th in the country and on a 3-match win streak. USC came out hot, earning the doubles point effortlessly, winning all 3 doubles matches. Despite good effort from the Hawks, the 16th ranked Trojans were just too much as the Hawkeyes couldn't gather a single point on senior day. USC blanked the Hawkeyes 4-0. A lot of action there across all those sports. Colin.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much going on. It's hard to say between the lines there. It's almost like, if I want to stay consistent, got to stay with a zebra here. So to get us back in the lines, we'll go over to Ryan Paris with all the updates in the Big Ten standings.
Guys, a lot of action in the Big Ten standings this week. Let's take a look at my board here. First, with baseball. You see Iowa up there at number 1 in the standings. Right now, after winning the series 2-1 this weekend, they remain up top, but UCLA right behind them. It's looking more and more like a 2-horse race as the season goes on. If the Big Ten tournament began today, Iowa at number 1 would join in a group with number 8 Penn State and number 12 Rutgers. Iowa's not played Penn State this season, but beat Rutgers 2-1 in a series on the road at the beginning of March. On the softball side, things are a bit murkier. After a sweep of Maryland this weekend, Iowa sits in 8th place in the Big Ten, but like with baseball, the top 12 teams make the tournament. But a difference is that the top 4 teams over here get first-round byes. Northwestern currently sits on the cutoff position at 9-3 in the conference, with Iowa sitting 2.5 games back. They don't have a series against the Wildcats to make up ground, but the Hawks are also 2.5 games above the cut to make the tournament. They have 3 series left against Penn State down there, and down in the red zone, Michigan State and Rutgers, all teams that are below the Hawks in the standings. And lastly, let's check out what the reshaped tennis standings look like. By virtue of their losses to USC and UCLA, the Hawks fell to 6-5 and are even with a tie with Illinois for 8th place. And those teams out west winning on Sunday gave them a 1.5 game lead on the Hawkeyes, stratifying the field above them a little bit more. The top 12 teams will make the tournament, so while Iowa's still a long shot to get a first-round bye, for now they're still in the thick of the playoff race. That's a look at some of the movement around Big Ten sports, and now let's go back to the guys.
Thank you, Ryan. It's always good to get a little bit of an update there, especially with all that going on this weekend.
And with seasons winding down to an end as well.
Well, especially with Iowa track and field team. They cleaned up this weekend at the Jim Duncan Invitational. The Hawkeyes came away with 4 total event wins, starting out on the track with Jaden Eitzen, winning the women's 800 meter, moving into the field. Wisdom Williams won women's shot put with the 4th best throw in program history. Duke Faley won the men's discus, and Austin Bush placed first in hammer. Iowa men's golf, currently they're in the midst of the Hawkeye Invitational over at Finkbine Golf Course. After day 1, the Hawks are shooting 17 under par and sit in 3rd place out of the 13 participating teams. They're trailing Kansas, who sits at 1st shooting under 16, and Little Rock, who's in 2nd place shooting 18 under par.
Well, that makes sense, Colin, because these are the 3 schools with top 100 rankings. Now, on the day, Iowa had the 3rd best score in the first round, but in the second round, they hit their stride shooting 275. This was the best score in the second round by 2 strokes, and it even jumped them up to 1st place briefly during this round. Today will feature one more round consisting of a full 18 holes. Iowa's won the Hawkeye Invitational Tournament 17 times in its history and will need a near flawless third round to make it 18. The Iowa rowing team also cruised down the Kansas River to 6 wins this weekend. In the meet between Kansas, Iowa, Minnesota, and San Diego, each of Iowa's varsity 8 rower boats won their heats, and 2 of their varsity 4 rower boats won their heats as well. Iowa's next big event is the Big Ten Invitational in Sarasota.
Threw me for a curveball there, Brady. I wasn't really expecting all that, but really cool stuff there. But with all that extra information we got there, track, golf, rowing, let's check out what our In the Zone top 5 plays of the week are. Starting off with number 5, that golf action, still in the midst of this tournament, but it's Ian Meyer there putting uphill and sinking that shot there. As someone who's not very good at golf whatsoever myself, that was an impressive shot for me. I know I wouldn't have been close.
Now let's take a look at number 4, Iowa baseball versus Nebraska. This is game 2. Gable Mitchell, solo home run to right center field. And after this one, you see it's weak over the wall there. He still flew around those bases to get back to the boys there waiting for him at home plate.
Impressive shot from Gable Mitchell. Let's look at another impressive shot. This one not leaving the yard though. Let's look at some softball action. Talia Trenton at the plate, saving herself in the circle, blasts one all the way to the bottom of the center field wall. It's a 3 RBI standing double, clearing the bases. Really big shot there in game 2 of their sweeping series against the Terrapins and bring in all 3 runs.
I'm bringing this back to baseball, Colin, for number 2, Miles Risley, 2-run home run to left field there. Barely stayed fair. You can see it flirting with the pole, with the line there. This one cut the deficit down to 1, but was a big part of that comeback effort.
Let's stay here with Iowa baseball, Brady. Our number 1 play on DITV Sports In the Zone. Just a few batters later after Risley's home run. It's Andy Nelson, first pitch, blasts one. A 3-run shot to left center field. He was coming into a pinch hitting spot and put the nail in the coffin, giving Iowa that 11-6 win.
Look at all that action, Colin. Home runs galore.
I know, I mean, you got to be looking everywhere. Left field, right field, home runs are going everywhere. But with that, let's take a look over into the newsroom with some more updates in Hawkeye sports.
Yeah, guys, we have a few transfer portal updates, starting with quarterback Brendan Sullivan, who entered the transfer portal late Friday night. After transferring from Northwestern to Iowa last season, Sullivan started the season as the backup quarterback, but eventually earned the starting spot after showing off his skills in the red zone. Now the quarterback looks to start his season elsewhere for a fresh start. And although Sullivan's location is up in the air, former Iowa women's basketball player Aaliyah Guyton knows exactly where she'll be playing basketball next season. Guyton has committed to Big Ten rival Illinois for her sophomore season. The guard averaged 4.7 points at Iowa and appeared in 29 games throughout the season. Now transitioning over to men's basketball, head coach Ben McCollum got his first recruit in his tenure as the head coach of the Hawkeyes. 2025 Trevin Jarek has flipped his commitment from Northern Iowa to Iowa. The center stands 6'11" and joins the Hawkeyes, having helped West Des Moines Valley High School win 3 straight state championships. He was also named 2025 Mr. Iowa Basketball and Iowa Max Prep's High School Basketball Player of the Year. That was a look at how the Hawkeyes are stacking up in the transfer portal. Back to you guys.
Well, thank you, Cole. And I would love to say it's nice to hear that information, but I'm kind of getting sick of hearing all the transfer portal stuff. It's just so much to keep up with, Brady.
Yeah, Colin, it really is a lot of movement going on, but that's the way college sports is now, right? You got players moving all over the place with NIL deals and all sorts of things going on.
There's NIL deals. It's almost like you're trading players with, I mean, you've seen that with the Niners this offseason.
Yeah, for sure, Colin. But keep in mind, we're still in the thick of the spring sports as well, so plenty of action
Don't jump
in
ahead.
Hawkeye athletics.
No, absolutely. So much going on in Hawkeye athletics, especially that baseball team. A record-setting crowd there this past weekend. Friday had a great crowd, and then Saturday, just perfect outside, record-breaking with the Ben McCollum tailgate. I don't know if you saw that at all.
Oh, yeah, the tailgate for sure. And when you have success, the fans in here in Iowa City, they're going to show out for you.
I know. When you're number 1 in the Big Ten, I mean, you have all the competition in football, all the competition in basketball. When it comes to baseball season, being number 1 is always super cool. But thank you for tuning in to DITV Sports In the Zone. For Cole Krieger, I'm Colin Carruthers.
And for Ryan Paris, I'm Brady Behrens. We'll be back. But until next week, stay in the zone.